Welcome to Tribulation 5/15/2011. Today is day 498. It's Friday, the 14th of September in 2012. Here in San Jose, California, we had kind of an overcast morning, but as usual, the sun is busting through. It may be just my opinion, but when I'm out walking in the sun, man, I just feel like it's pretty intense nowadays. I mean, it may just be me, But, the world continues to spiral downwards into chaos. There's actually just a whole lot to cover today, kind of told you that the tribulation would be shifting into high gear, and sure enough it is. I think what I'll just tell you is, there's a couple of star alignments. One is on the 30th, Mercury's coming out of Virgo, and Saturn's kind of sitting right there, ready to devour Mercury. And then on October 2nd, Venus lines up with Regulus in the constellation of Leo. But before all that happens, on September 19th, now we're on the 14th, so this is like 5 days away. This year, there's been all sorts of crazy stuff happening in the heavens. The Venus transit, and we got of course, the December 21st date coming up, which is the alignment that the Mayans prophesied about. And, I'll just say it one time real quickly, I'm not all caught up in astrology, I'm not, I basically just trust in God and that God has a plan. And, with Jesus Christ as my Lord, I don't have to worry about details. But that being said, the heavens are up there and God created the heavens. And, even the Bible says, he uses it for signs of seasons and times and events to happen. Like when Jesus came, there was a big star in the sky. A lot of people think that was Venus aligned with Regulus in the constellation of Leo. So anyway, whether you believe in it or not, or you follow it or not, it doesn't much matter. As part of my tribulation watch, I'm aware of it, I check it out, so I just want to share that with my viewers so that they can be aware, because there's a correlation to what the heck's going on the planet, because whether you believe in any of that stuff doesn't matter, but there's like a battle going on between two kingdoms, the light and the dark. And I'll tell you what, the dark side, they sure as heck believe in the alignments, and they're watching alignments all the time, because they're, they believe it's like some galactic clock, and they're running out of time. But anyway, on September 19th, it's the second of, it's Uranus squaring with Pluto. And see, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know exactly what that means and how it all works. But it's a sign for like radical change, revolution. And look what's going on. It's the 14th, and we got the whole Muslim world, riled up, attacking U.S. embassies in like 6 different countries. All across the Mideast, Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Tanzania, Sudan. And guess what? They're even attacking the U.S. Embassy in London. And the reason why they're attacking this is because of a movie that somebody made that nobody has seen, and maybe it got posted onto YouTube for a short while, but guess what? They already blocked it and took it down because they don't want videos up there that, make the whole world go crazy. Which, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but, we need to wake the hell up. Things are changing, even YouTube, they got to look at how they deal with people and what they're saying on YouTube. So you got to be real careful of what you put up on the internet. But, if you actually research into this movie that's making the whole Muslim world go crazy, it's like it only aired in reality, like at a movie theater, just once, at a screening in LA that nobody went to. And nobody really knows who the producer is, but they got this name, Sam Basile. Sam Basile. And they got several different ways of spelling Basile. Basile, Basile. But you know what? Think about it. If you say it real fast, imbecile, you start saying, I'm an imbecile, you know. But that's kind of what they think we are, you know. So nobody even knows who the producer of this movie is. All the actors were in it, said that it was manipulated and they were lied to. You know, so a few scenes from the movie were put up on the internet, all making fun of Mohammed, and boom, you know, the Middle East, which has been a boiling pot, you know, just a stick of dynamite waiting for somebody to light the fuse, you know, boom, it's blowing up. So, you know, we better take notice, my friends. It's kind of scary, you know. I've talked about it in videos way in the past, but it's mass manipulation of the people, you know, on YouTube. It could happen anywhere. It could happen on Twitter, you know, or Facebook. But it's everybody mobilizing, you know, orchestrating as one, as the mob, you know, in a revolution, you know, evil evolution, you know, because they're out there doing no good, you know, throwing stones, killing people. But, you know, that's what we got going on. You know, all the U.S. embassies are being attacked, and we got 3 universities in America that got shut down with bomb threats. You know, the University of, like, Texas, North Dakota, and some other one, and there might be more. You know, we could see this coming like a mile away, but you got to just say, who the heck is pushing the buttons? Are we all puppets on a string, you know, where, you know, obviously in the Middle East, look what's going on. You know, they see a few clips of a video and all hell breaks loose, you know. People need to wake up, you know, to the fact that they're being manipulated. You know, in the war between the God and evil, you know, light and dark, you know, the dark side, you know what, we know their game plan. You know, that's sinister forces in high places, you know, Illuminati, rich people, whatever, you know, people that worship money and wealth and their own well-being, you know. But we know what they want. They want the chaos. They want the mob violence, you know. They're into dividing us all up. You know, as long as we're fighting each other, then they're safe and they're in control. That's what they want most of all, is control of the system, control of us. They're the divination, you know. I talked about it on Operation End Times. Divination, you know, which is listening to spirits, you know, evil spirits, you know. But they're into dividing us all up. So the system, you know, controlling the system. And that's kind of like the other big story that's out there is, you know, Ben Bernanke, you know, the federal chairman of the U.S. Bank, you know, he's basically, you know, they're doing smoke and mirrors because he's like, hey, man, you know, here's the latest thing. Like, we're going to make $40 billion magically appear every month to buy mortgage bonds, you know, to prop up the housing market. And, you know, it's just another Obamacon, you know, because that's how reality works nowadays. It's all smoke and mirrors and, you know, math that nobody can even comprehend, where it's all done on the computer, you know, adding zeros and you know what, my friends, you know, the financial abyss approaches, you know, we're just accelerating. That's what Bernanke's doing, putting the foot on the accelerator, because money doesn't grow on trees, you know. You can't just keep adding zeros, you know, because what happens is you wake up one morning and money is worth nothing. You know, and then everybody's calling out for a new one world currency system where money is worth something, because guess what? We can't live without money. You know, and I hate to tell you, is when you're saying you can't live without money, you've now put money up somewhere high as some kind of idol in your life. Because I'll tell you, there's a truth, man, that is you can live without money. What you can't live without is God. You know, I'm just trying to tell you the truth, my friends. But that's the choice, you know, we're all going to be facing. But the stock market's zooming, you know, went up a couple hundred points, you know, because Bernanke is, you know, injecting all this phony fake money. So we got the fake stock market, which means absolutely nothing, you know, because there's no jobs, productivity's down, you know, people are scrimping along, and yet the wagering, which is what the stock market is, which is what has, you know, completely crippled the United States anyway, because, you know, because everybody bets on the stock market, that's why employees are worth nothing, because it's all about the bottom line, you know, and making sure your stock price goes up. And one of the best ways to do that is to fire all your employees, especially if you're moving your company, you know, overseas, you know, and you're going to use basically slave labor, you know. So, you know, the stock market is not our friend, you know, but that's where they want you to put all your money. Don't be fooled. You know, money don't mean anything anyway, you know, but you know what? The stock market, that's just a bubble that's getting ready to pop. It's all fake. The Obama con. You know, you're betting on a valuation of these companies, and the valuation is based on the U.S. dollar. So if we wake up one morning and the U.S. dollar is worth less than a peso, guess what? All your stocks are worth nothing, you know? But I'll tell you, my friends, in the long run, none of that matters. You know, if you've been following along with me and you've kind of opened your eyes to reality and you've kind of done a mind check saying, where's my heart? You know, like why am I here? You know, and your answer came down to like, hey, I'm serving a greater purpose. I'm serving God, and you know, because I'm on God's side, this is how I view life. And it you know, money, materials, a pile of gold, none of that matters anymore. You know, because unless God's happy, then I can't be happy. But you know, if you came up with an answer where you said the reason you're here is because I got to, you know, get a pile of money in the biggest house I can possibly be in, and you know, just achieve the most I can achieve for me, and so that everybody remembers who I was. You know what? That's not how it works, my friends. You know, that means you're serving somebody else. You know, because there's people at the top that take advantage of that kind of thinking. So what we got is the whole economy now, 40 billion a month per month. You know, you can start doing the math on that. You know, after 10 months, that's like, you know, 40 billion. What's that equal? 400 billion trillion. You know, gonna have to. You know, Obama's gonna have to, and Bernanke gonna have to invent a new number like gazillion, billion, zillion. You know, where so they can track how much money we all owe. But you know, final note here is you know, the stock market, you know, not only do they want you to be stupid and put all your money into it, but it's this like false idol too, you know, which is like, oh, as long as the stock market's up, life is okay, you know, and it gives us all this super fake sense of security, you know, and all of our retirement funds and everything else is all wrapped up in it too, you know, but the thought is like, oh, whatever we do, we got to keep the stock market afloat. And, you know, that's why 4 years ago, you know, we watched, you know, $4 trillion get materialized out of nowhere to pay the rich, you know, make sure that they didn't lose their money. And, you know, 4 years down the road, the only people that are losing money is all the people with no money. We didn't have any money to begin with, and we still don't have any money, you know. And money may be worth nothing anyway, you know, so you're going to have to figure out what you value in life. So, you know, wake up, my friends. The tribulation is unfolding right in front of us. You know, mass mobilization, you know, not a good thing, especially if you got indignation out there. If all of a sudden, on both sides of the fight, you got people that are getting indignant, you know, and that means fired up emotionally, you know, at what's going on. You know, it could be a good thing, but it could be a horrible thing. You know, confronting reality, you always want to get a positive result. Whereas, if you look at the dark side, they're not concerned about positivity so much, as long as they're getting ahead and making a buck. You know, it's okay if somebody dies as long as it's them over there and not, you know, me in my mansion, you know. So anyway, my friends, stay thirsty. You know, God bless you all. This is Tribulation 515, 2011. You know, stay thirsty. And, you know, the revolution is coming. Wake up.